Hi friends, welcome back to Vaya Meditation channel. In today's video, let's talk about something which affects our life on a day-to-day basis. So the topic that I've chosen today is finding balance and striking balance in life. There's a beautiful quote by Carl Sandburg which goes like this. He says, "There's a eagle in me that wants to soar, and there's a hippopotamus in me that wants to wallow in the mud." If we extend this quote to our life, I think in all of us, there is an ambitious person who wants to scale the sky. There is a child in us who wants to have some fun and relax. There is a brother, a husband, a friend who wants to enjoy the relationships. And of course, there is a manager in us who wants to take a business or our, work life to the next level. So the real deal in life is to balance all these things, which means to satisfy the eagle in you, to satisfy the hippopotamus in you, to satisfy the dove in you, and create an harmony. Which means a man who's well developed will not be lopsided. He will not just develop on an x-axis or a y-axis. He'll actually be well distributed on all the three axes. He develops on x, y, and z axis. Of course, that doesn't mean that it will be uniform, but the whole idea is to strike balance and harmony. In my own journey and my observation, that mindfulness actually plays a very important role. To maintain that balance, first of all, you have to be aware that you're going out of balance. Once you have that awareness, you would have an ability to keep yourself in check whenever you think you're becoming lopsided. So that awareness is very, very important to give you the guidance that, hey, stop. There's a very beautiful, saying by Lao Tzu in the book Tao Te Ching. He says that if you fill the glass to the brim, it will spill. And if you sharpen the knife too much, it will break. I think same thing happens. If we develop one aspect of our life too much, then naturally we will become lopsided. And very often what happens is, when we develop on one axis, we obviously feel that there's no harmony. But sometimes it's very funny that we try to develop that one axis even more. Like if you look at some politicians, people who are very powerful, then they try to use that power to substitute the other things. So you don't try to correct yourself, but that lopsided behavior actually becomes like a self-fulfilling mechanism. You try to use that to fill all other vacuums that you have in life. But the ideal scenario is to try and find balance. And when you meditate and when you're mindful, this balance, this awareness comes on its own. Like I was reading the book by Gautam Buddha, which is named as Dhampada, is how you pronounce it. So it says, that a man should be free from both pleasure and pain. For absence of pleasure is also sorrow, and presence of pain is also sorrow. That is why in some of these wisdom tradition, the middle path is advocated. The middle path simply means that you don't go to the extremes. So like in a lot of Buddhist circles, they'll give you an example that if you take the pendulum on one side, when you take it to one extreme, it's gathered enough momentum to go to the other side. It happens like that. So staying in the center or striking the balance is actually a very good exercise. I was reading one book by Osho, so where he was talking of one concept which he says, use the umbrella when it rains. He was trying to explain, just imagine a life that you never leave the umbrella. You're carrying the umbrella to the kitchen, you're carrying the umbrella to the bed, you're carrying the umbrella to the bathroom. Then your life will be like a burden, right? You're just carrying one extra umbrella all the time. So he was trying to say that, all aspects of life, whether it is work, whether it is power, whether it is ambition, or whether it is some sort of relationship, all these aspects have a need. They fulfill something particular. But you cannot be using that all the time. So I think this is one concept which I used to use very often in my own journey, that I used to kind of maintain this, theoretical, what you call, like a reminder that am I carrying the umbrella all the time? Like if you're working, some people are workaholic, they start working at 7 o'clock and then they keep working till 9 o'clock. And then again at 12 o'clock, they will check the emails for half an hour. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not saying, it's your life. You can live the way you want to live, but you can build in certain checks and balances. So for me, the check and balance was, am I carrying the umbrella and using the umbrella way too often than I should? Likewise, I think I've quoted this before, that the best definition of a sin that I ever heard comes from George Gurdjieff. So he says that as long as anything is necessary, it's not a sin. Sin starts when you when you cross the boundary of what is necessary and you get into the zone of indulgence. Likewise, no day is the same. In some days you might be handling a crisis. That's a different story. But in general, I think it's good to keep an mindfulness about whether you're drifting into one territory way too much. Is your eagle dominating the dove in you, or is your eagle dominating the hippo in you? Maintain that awareness and mindfulness, and you will be able to strike the balance in life. And as your meditation goes deeper, as your mindfulness goes deeper, that balance actually emerges on its own. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share the word. Let's try and help as many people we can with the topic of mindfulness. Thanks for watching.